Welcome to Divorce 911. I am your host today, Steve Parker, and I am joined with Wendy Hayes of Mitchell Hayes, a certified divorce financial analyst, and Joanne Donner of Donner Mediation and Coaching. And we would love for every one of our clients to watch this over and over and over again, our topic today, and how to get motivated, all right? Get out of the funk, put on some pants, get out there, get the resources and the team put together. So, Wendy, I'll let you lead. How do we motivate somebody to get motivated?
So I think that sometimes people really truly don't know what they don't know, right? And so sometimes they get stuck in the funk of a very unhappy situation, and they don't know what to do. They don't know how to get started. I have literally had clients come to see me and say, I don't know what to do. I don't want to be married anymore, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford to eat if I leave. So can you help me to understand that? So we go through the financial analysis process to understand what their assets and their debt are, what the income and the expenses. I help them to come up with a budget that will take them out 10 to 20 years into the future so that I can give them comfort that they won't have to eat beans and rice forever, and that they can actually afford to live on their own. And that helps them to get motivated to go to the next step or the next level.
Joanne?
I agree with everything you said, Wendy. Getting a clear feeling for what those finances are going to be is very important. As anyone who works in the divorce field knows, or anyone who has gone through a divorce, it is a very difficult process. It is hard work. It's time-consuming work, and a lot of the activities involved are not pleasant. Getting a bunch of paperwork together is a very dull and tedious process. However, I think one way to get out of that funk, to use your word, which is a good one, and move forward, is to get a clear vision of what your future can look like. To get a clear vision of where you want to be a year from now. And keeping that vision in mind as you move forward. As a divorce coach, I like to talk about getting on railroad tracks and moving straight forward toward a desired goal or a desired outcome. And if you have that clear vision, it can be very, very motivating for you and help you get through some of those tedious tasks that are necessary in gathering some of that paperwork and documentation that you need in order to achieve the goals that you want to. So clarity, focus, a clear vision of the future where you will have a healthy, productive life are all things that can help with motivation.
Absolutely.
Right. You know, folks, divorce has a stigma, and we're here to prove it wrong. We feel that divorce is so much about your future. Okay? It's about your future. It's got a little bit to do with your past, all right? But if you're not going to think about it from a level of sense, you're not going to have any motivation if you don't have this picture and this mindset and this goal in front of you, right? And we have a little bit of vanity here in the group at Divorce 911 in just one respect, and we love to come alongside of somebody, and once we see some maturity and some growth, we love to say, I told you so, right? We told you so, right?
You know, I want to address one thing that you just said.
Okay.
And that was about divorce having a stigma. And in some respects, that's true.
Yeah.
I also like to think about it that in some ways, divorce can be an act of courage. And I say that because sometimes people find themselves in a very unhealthy situation, and many times they live with it for a long time. But taking that step to remove yourself from an unhealthy situation in order to create a better future for yourself takes guts.
That's right.
And it takes courage. And you're really going to be a better person for taking that action. So maybe there's a stigma to it, but I think another way to look at it is many times it's an act of courage.
Absolutely. I actually have a client who just successfully completed mediation, and she has been in a horrible situation for a number of years, and I'm so proud of what she's accomplished and the path that she's on now, and can't wait to meet up with her a year from now to hear about how wonderful her life is. I can see it, I think, more clearly than she can
Yeah,
sometimes.
we always
but
do.
I
That's a
think
good
she
point,
We
is,
do.
right.
We do.
is starting to experience it, and so I'm very excited for her.
The courage part, I'll share a story and then we'll wrap this up. Yesterday, we had some folks reach out to us, and it was a son that called. It said, I'm making this call on behalf of my mother. She's been married 55 years. Okay, and I'm like, well, we have marriage reconciliation opportunities here too at Divorce 911. Is this something that we can get them across the finish line with? You know, where are they going? What are they going to do? And that was with the son's comment was she didn't have enough courage to make this decision a long time ago,
Wow.
and was living in circumstances that you know, were unfortunate. So,
Wow.
how to get motivated? You build a team that's ready to come alongside of you and build a success story for you, right?
And keep that clear vision in front of you of what you want to achieve.
Love
That's
it.
right.
Love
And
it.
knowledge is power. The more you know,
It is.
the better prepared you are, the more you'll be able to clearly see that path for your future.
Absolutely.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank
Great
you.
stuff. Folks, reach out to Wendy Hayes of Mitchell Hayes, Joanne Donner, Mediation and Coaching, and Divorce 911. Of course, your questions and comments down below are greatly appreciated. Y'all take care.